Pom 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 pom. Good evening. Good evening, boys and girls of the world. I'm setting up my webcam. And we will start very soon. We will start very, very soon. Don't worry. There is a new version of Animaze, the webcam program. I think they did some improvements. They said that there is the Twitch integration. Drag and drop to add or remove emotes on the slots. What does it mean? We can check it together. We can check it together. Okay, one second. I think I'm ready. I'm ready. 3, 2, 1. Hello. Hello. Long time we don't see each other, eh? Like one day. What did you do in the last 24 hours, eh? What did you do? Without telling me. What did you do, huh? What did you do? You are hunting? You are hunting, huh? Okay, let me see what we can do with a new program, because I think they added few things, right? They added few things. Like, for example, they added this thing here. Which I have no idea what is it. Announce it? Record with your voice.
Animes.
What do you mean?
Animes.
So it's changing your voice.
Animes.
No, I don't know. It's changing your voice. It is new, huh?
Animes.
It is new. There is this voice thing that I never saw. Maybe it was already there. And then there is these preloaded emotes. Drag and drop to add or remove emotes on the slots. Click or press the key bind to play the emote. Kisses. Love. But is in the scene. So if the scene is like this, I understand. But how can you configure? Slot 1. What do you mean slot 1? My emotes. Can we take Can we take... Can we take the crystal? Wow. Wow. But how do you configure the... You cannot, huh? But it's not transparent. Why? Why? You think this crystal is really not transparent originally, or? Hello, computer? Yes, it's really not transparent originally. Okay. Can we have a transparent crystal? No, this is not the crystal we wanted to have. Can I have an icon view? I mean, we have the PS icon, but the PS icon, I wanted to have I think I have somewhere. I think I have somewhere a crystal. I mean, this one I can clean up, but I don't know why it's not cleaned up already. Actually. Because it doesn't have an alpha channel. Strange. Very, very strange. Very, very strange. So if I export this one, right? Now it's crystals everywhere. The problem is that you cannot decide the sides. You cannot decide the side, because if I right click, I mean, it's not... I can put it in a slot, right? Slot like number 1, and then when I press number 1, it's doing this. But... I don't know. Okay, there is that. Then there is this, which I have no idea what is it. Animations. Okay. Yeah, this one are the one that I already knew. Poses. Puffed cheeks. There was the Twitch integration though. Twitch actions. Save and switch between different background. Twitch action. Twitch action allow you to automate a series of conditions to allow focus on your stream. Plane shift. Action 1. Action 1. Preview action. Oh, my puffed cheeks actually. He stayed with puffed cheeks. Yeah, so basically you can guide somehow through Twitch, but like if you type hello tiger, try to type hello tiger in Twitch. Hello tiger, all in the same word, like this. Can someone type hello tiger in Twitch? Can someone? It says not connected. Hello Hula, hello Marcelum, hello Bridgesh. You are back, huh? I can type it myself because you are lazy. Because you are lazy and you don't want to type it. Okay, I'm going to type it myself. Yeah, you see? When you type hello tiger, the tiger is waving. So crystals. Emote crystal. So, for example, now I don't know if this is really useful though. For example, now if you type crystals, the crystals should appear. Crystals, type crystals. You lazy boys. You lazy boys. Yeah, there is about a 20. Yeah, hello tiger works. Try crystals. Crystals. There is so much delay. You are answering to the yellow tiger of 2 minutes ago. Ah, crystals. Crystals didn't work. Unfortunately. Strange. I don't know if we can use it for something. I have no idea. In theory should have done this, but it didn't work. Maybe because there is a timeout compared to the other of 60 seconds. That's possible. But anyway, I don't think we need this. I mean, interesting, but yeah, they're improving the program anyway. So, you know, boys, what is the interesting point is that I'm starting to finish the items to work on for plane shift migration of the whole game. I mean, I would not say that it's done, but yeah, there was a timeout of 60 seconds. Now it worked. Now it actually worked. Very nice. You can shoot crystals. So I'm starting to finish the things to do for the porting. For the new stuff, I have 1 million ideas, but 1 million ideas. But for the old stuff, you know, I feel that we are in a very good shape. I just need more people to test the game. I think this is what I need. I need more bugs to work on and more people testing the game, but we are not too far, boys. We are not too far. What I want to work on tonight is talents. I think we did some work on talents already some time ago, and I wanted to say, I think we didn't finish, right? So we arrived up to a certain point, but I think there were a number which were actually implemented, and also we created the sequel stuff to implement the talents, which is good, and some already had scripts for the talents. Now, I think we need to... One second, I need to move the microphone because it's exactly in between. Too many cables. There are too many cables here. Okay, like this is better. Too many cables. In theory, yeah, okay, anyway. So, let me change the music. Let me change the music. So, Brijesh, you said you are back. Okay, what did you do in all this time? Tell me. Tell me what you did. So, all the to do means that the script needs to be done, right? No, not that migration, Ulla, not that migration. Not that one. Ha 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 ha. Not that one. I have no idea where we arrived the last time, but we were working on this. So we did some for shield handling. I think up to shield handling we were good, right? Should I check my previous... Maybe it's the easiest way, huh? Do you think that I named the stream talents? I hope so. 572. So it was about 10, 15 streams ago, so it's not too far. It's like 2 weeks or so. Let me see where we ended up. This was a few streams ago. Sheep. So it seems that we were working on fishes. What I was saying in the next days, but as you can see, there is still 1 million. Yes, there is. Like blacksmith. I think this one can be easy though, because we can have the gem enchanters or the magic on top, or we can have... I mean, I have some ideas here. It's not me speaking, it's me in the past. Axe making, mace making, shield making, armor making, bow making. Crystal way. The resistance is not a bad idea, but... Okay, we will review them another day. There are too many. There are too many. I think I have a lot of ideas for... Well, some ideas for these ones. Tell me. I really would like to see the, you know, bend bars ability or things like that, or lift gates. It was in the old D&D. I mean, not exactly like that, but I think we can do something like this. So there can be certain things that you can do only with a certain strength, and they are kind of special abilities on top of what you have. But okay, I'm gonna go, boys. Okay. Yeah. So basically, in this video, which was the 2nd of November, so 15 days ago, roughly, we were working on this, and we arrived. So basically, we arrived to the point where all these ones were already reviewed. We had these ones which were missing, which are which are 1 million, I know. These ones which are for magic. Yes. And then we have the abilities. These ones are listed as done because I think in the script for lockpicking there is kind of a gate that you can lockpick certain strength of locks, right? Like you are able to open common locks like Ardent crates. You are able to open common locks like Adorned crates and Sturdy chest. Now, I don't know exactly when he's saying done, what he means by done. But I think what he means by done is that if I go into progression scripts, or even better into math script, and I search for the lockpicking percentages, so if I go here and I go under lockpick, where name like lock, calculate lockpicking experience, lockpicking experience, no. Lockpicking time. No. I have no idea what when he says done, what he means by done. I think it would be very nice to mention the script here that is used to actually accomplish this, because it's not very clear to me what done means. Let me see if I can ping the guy that did this. I have a question. Does PlaneShift use XML in its code? The website use XML in its code? The website is done in PHP, and yes, we are using XML for some of the articles. So the website code is this one. We are using a number of libraries actually, GD and other stuff, Gimle and other stuff like that. Is done fully in PHP, but then yes, the articles, for example, like these ones, are sort of XML. Yes. They say that they are HTML with tags, with specific tags, like for example main is identifying the main part of the article, and I don't know, time is the publishing date and things like that. But at the core, let's say, is XML and PHP for the most part. Yes, is HTML and PHP. So what I want to do is to I wanted to ping. Wait, I wanted to ping quickly on the talents. Google Doc. I see in many cases you flagged the items as done. In that case, I assume you changed the script in legacy. Correct? For lockpicking, I see all are flagged as done. There should be a lockpicking script though. No? I mean, the one that calculates the success, right? The one that calculates the success and the lockpick. And the lockpick. Start lockpick. You see this thinking? You're still thinking, you know, when we said the new Visual Studio is super quick, but it's quicker. I think the old one would never finish. I think we should have I think we should have somewhere execute max script to get lockpicking time. Lock quality object lookup time. Okay. Add new event. Okay. UPS work event, lockpicking. Okay, so this one basically is going in work manager. Is going in work manager. We are already in work manager. GG. It's as simple as if rank is greater than lock strength. Okay, it's as simple as that actually. I was hoping it was a bit more complex than this, but actually it's just if the rank you have is greater than the lock strength. And so I think that the lock strength has been set for the different item. Example lockpicking. Example lockpicking. Did you change all the item strength? You did the crystals, huh? Did it work? I didn't say. I think it did. I think it did. Okay. I think they have a timeout. You cannot spam them too much. So I think that probably only the first one works. But the second one, you will need to wait 60 seconds for it to activate. I think it would be nice if it was on the world stream, not just on my face. But I think in that case, I need to add, you know, an action, which is actually... which is actually a Streamlabs kind of action, not just an Anime's action. But anyway. Okay. I think I understand. So, I think the resistances, we can actually remove them. I think it's a bad idea. To provide additional resistance when you have already the resistance from magic. I think it's not a good idea. So basically for the locks, we have just kind of a gate for... okay, let's try to do the ones for... drawing and painting. Drawing and painting is something that actually I was investigating a bit, good boys. But I really don't know if I want to do it and how I want to do it. But drawing and painting, I think, is very interesting. So I think the idea here for painting is the complexity of the drawing that you can make, right? So number of strokes and number of colors. Now, I was checking in the marketplace if there are some drawing plugins, and actually there are some. The problem is that I don't know if they are compatible with what I want to do, right? There are actually two of them. I think they are made by the same guy. I think, yes, Coreb Games. I think it's this guy, Coreb Games, if I remember right. There is a drawing toolkit. And there is another one. Ah, no, it's not this one. No, I've seen something else. Drawing toolkit. Drawing toolkit is a fully functional set of drawing logic set with VR support. But you know that I'm not sure. Because, okay, the VR support, I really don't need it. I don't care about the VR support. Playable demo. There is also a playable demo. Wow. Playable demo, insane. How big you think it is? 1,000,000 gigabytes? We don't know. We don't know how big it is. 173 megabytes. I think it's not bad. I think we can download it. Holy shit. My new internet. My new internet is already finished. It took 2 seconds to download. 2 freaking seconds. 2 seconds. 173 megabyte. 2 seconds. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. Let me put it under Unreal Projects, maybe. And let me go with Drawing Toolkit. Drawing Toolkit. I'm investigating a bit this because this is another functionality that is missing from the old game. So in the old game, we were able to draw stuff on screen. And the pen is here. Grab the pen for drawing. Yeah, and I don't have a VR though, huh? Okay, I did it. Brush setting. You can change color, shape, opacity, and rotation, and size of your brush. This is super bad in VR, by the way. It's like super bad. But fine. Brush preview. Okay. Very nice. Very, very nice. It's so annoying to do it with VR controls. It's like insanely annoying, but fine. But fine. You can paint also outside of the... No, you can paint outside, roughly outside for whatever reason. You can paint... You can paint everywhere. Very nice. It's so annoying to do it in VR. I mean, having to change the camera to actually paint is super annoying. But, okay. Okay. Because my question is, if we allow painting, how do we save the result, right? And how do we send it to other players? Because in the old game, we were actually saving every single stroke, right? So the stroke was a spline, and we were saving and we were saving the spline, you cannot undo. Fuck. You cannot undo. You cannot undo is GG, how do I exit from here? Exit, please. Okay. I killed it. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, but definitely not what we need, for sure. Not what we need, but interesting. Interesting. Drawing widget system. 3D draw. Draw system. Graffiti maker. I think that is the one that I've yeah, this is the one that I've seen. There was oh my god, it's all freaking virtual reality 3D. So annoying. How can people draw like this without moving the mouse? The shader effect is very nice, by the way. The shader effect is very nice, but moving the camera instead of using the mouse is super annoying. Like, it's annoying beyond belief. But I understand. I understand. Download Windows demo. This one also has a demo. $100 MB. Are we getting big viruses through this? Following from the XML question, wasn't previous drawing saved as SVG XML? Yes, it was saved in a kind of a XML, our own format. Somehow, yes. It's very nice that they even provide a demo. That's super cool. I think it's a great idea to provide a demo of the plugins if you can. Ah, this one is much better. So I don't have any 3D stupid stuff. I can just paint. Oh, this is exactly what we need. It is exactly what we need for painting. Now the only problem is, how is this saved, right? Because I have no idea how this is saved. I think it is saved as a pure image, right? I don't think it's saving the strokes. So the question for us is, do we want to be able to save the strokes, or do we want to save the actual drawing, right? And if we save the actual drawing, how do we send it? How do we send it to animated? What do you mean by animated? Holy shit. This is interesting. Simple text for an example. Hello. I'm a tiger. Okay. Okay. I think in masked, he has an issue, huh? Because in masked, okay, so it's basically typing where you point the mouse at the beginning. And then, yeah, but it's pretty good, huh? I think it's pretty good. He has no OK button, I don't know why, but fine. If you close it, it's doing it. Now, you cannot move it, which is kind of weird, but you cannot really move it. Yeah, because the beauty of the other system is that since he was considering every element, you know, a specific element, you could actually undo and you could actually but I think it's good as a start. It's good as a start. I need to think because we could go, you know, for a very simple way. New file. What do you mean? $300 by $300. So he's zooming in. So when you go 300 by 300 like this, is zooming in. Because we could go with lines, you know, if we go with lines, we can really store the drawing, right? We can store the drawing in, you know what is the problem? That you can say, oh, sending the drawing is taking a lot of space, but if the drawing is complex, you know, sending the graphics is easier. I mean, it's smaller. Like this one, for example, is a 300 by 300. Now, 300 by 300 is very, very small, huh? But and I understand that. You can also save it, right? You can also save it. I don't know where he's saving it, but I assume that probably he's saving it somewhere under saved. Ah, here it is. Text 123.exr. EXR. What is an EXR? It seems to be opening with Krita. It seems to be opening it with Krita. Do you know what is an EXR format? I never used it. Image EXR format. Image EXR format. XR is a raster image. Yeah, anyway, it's a raster image. So at the end is an image. It's not a vector. It's not you know. It's not a vector. It's just I'm thinking deeply of what I want to do. I'm thinking deeply of what I want to do. Because What is this? Ah, it's the text. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is an option. There is an option. There is an option. Definitely is an option. Definitely is an option. The major problem is that it will have to work in multiplayer. Hello, Maui. But it's not bad, eh? It's not bad. It's not bad. I think this one can be something. Can be something. I don't know if people are really interested in using paint in drawing inside the game, but I mean, drawing is anyway, a way of expression, and I mean, in any world, even a fantasy world or a meta world, I think it makes sense that it's available, right? Makes sense that it's somehow available. What is this spray thingy? Ah, it's really a spray. It's really a spray. The problem is that now I have a size which is too small. What is the difference between this and... It looks more like a... I mean, it's deleting instead of... It seems an eraser more than a spray. Right? Wow, you also have different brushes, bro. Very nice. You also have different brushes. Vector, graphic, or rasterized, but I want my own decals or notes and cryptic messages. There is actually the undo. You see here, there is an undo. I would be very interested to know how they do the undo. I mean, if they are really saving... Are they saving the strokes, or they are saving the previous image? Or they are just applying... I don't know. I think it's complex enough. I mean, there is enough stuff here, really. Okay, this is a very good one. I think we can use some of that if we ever go to drawings, right? If we ever go to the drawings abilities. I don't think it's very important. I think it will take a lot of time to build. And probably there are higher priorities, but if we are gonna do it, I think that we can do it this way. So we can, based on the rank, you will be able to choose, colors, strokes, or shapes, number of strokes or type of strokes and shapes, so that the complexity of the drawing can be up to a certain level. The other way will be just to allow people to import stuff, to import a picture into the game. Can also be fine, but basically then people will just copy paste stuff from outside. So I think the painting inside is a bit more in character, right? Is a bit more in character. Okay, so let's go 1 second to agility, endurance, charisma, strength, and will, because I think it would be nice if we could invent something, right? If we could invent some talents related to this. I think that originally there were these abilities, they were associated to agility. There were the additional oh, I deleted them. Oh, I think they were the additional one for archery. Archery, no? Harvesting, baking, cooking, fishing, repair weapons, repair. Wait, I put the music again. Repair armor, light armor, heavy shield. Ah, yes, there was this body or whatever. You can focus on attack instead of defense. You can focus on attack instead of defense. Let's say while moving in combat, you are able to shift your focus from example sprinting. Maybe we can have one which is saying like that sprinting is costing less, right? So you can sprint more if you have more agility. I think that makes sense. In terms of rolling, I really don't know. The camera is fucking up a bit when I roll. The camera is going down and up for some reason. I think because it's going down at the crouch level and then it's coming up and it's not doing it smoothly. Yeah, this is what is happening. But I think the sprint idea is not bad. So that you can sprint. Maybe you can have a longer jump. Yeah, I think longer jumps is also a good idea. Or even higher jumps, you know? I mean, it's not that is very useful, but is it useful to jump higher or to... I mean, sprinting by consuming less stamina, that's definitely useful. Okay, let's put down these ideas and then we will see which one we want to use, okay? But I think that we can say improved sprinting or sustained, how do you say in English? Sustained sprinting. Your agility allows you to sprint at very little additional stamina cost. Now we have to decide how to do it, but I think it would be nice to have, right? I think it would be very nice to have. This one can probably be would be nice to have one on agility that is not having you make noise. I know it may sound completely useless today, but in the future may not be useless. Because they could be monsters, you know, which are reactive to sound. I think it will be move silently, you know, the move silently of the thief, basically. But I don't think we have move silently. I don't think in our skills there is move silently in any kind or form. I don't think. For the thief, let's say, for the thief stereotype, then obviously we don't have a thief, but we have these ones. So we have assassin weapon, we have backstab, we have climb, and climb. Ah, climb. Holy moly, climb. Climb is very interesting. Climb could be an agility talent or can be his own capability. Climb I think is also a good idea. Okay, let me put the idea down anyway. So because then maybe we choose other ones, but I think balance 1 and balance 2 should be available at the fairly early stages. Now it's true that you are starting already with probably an agility of 50 or 60. Okay? So I think if we go 80, I think 80 sounds kind of a good number to have the balance 1, and the kind of a 120 maybe to have a balance 2. Or even less, or even 110. So this means that not all the players will have those two, but I think the majority of the players will have them, right? And when we start to go a bit up, like this, 150, I think is a bit more far reach, right? So we can have, for example, move silently. We can say walking, or crouched movement. Do not emit any sounds. Creatures are less likely to notice you. Okay, this will be nice to implement. Now obviously it's not implemented because I don't have creature reacting to sounds, but you know, I can be smart in this, in the sense that instead of implementing the sound percept, which actually is available in Unreal, but what I can do, I can simply say that, you know, if my creature is looking this way, right? If my creature is looking this way, and there is anyway a proximity trigger of a player walking by, this is the player, right? A player walking by, I can trigger, you know, I can trigger anyway a kind of a 360 view for the creature and exclude the 360 only if this character has move silently ability, right? So actually this creature will not hear you. Now I think it should be a trigger ability. I want the majority of these ones to be triggered. I don't want them to be permanent because I think that so this will all be 2, right? 2, 2, 2, 2. The only one that is a passive is the sustained sprinting. So when you reach this level, sustained sprinting is automatic, so you will spend less stamina, right? Maybe under skills or traits, those can also activate stuff. What do you mean, Marcelo? I think I lost you in that one. Now, if we want, we can have higher jumps, right? Or we can have better mantle. Do we want to have... By the way, I need to fix this mantle. It's not working anymore very well. I don't know why. It's working only at certain heights. Right? Like here, for example, is working. But if I go here... okay, now it's working here as well. I don't know, it's working very selectively at specific height. Do we want to have a better mantle so that your character is actually mantling better? I don't know. I think it's not, probably is not a good idea because it's too... I think it's connected to climbing. I think it would be nice, you know, to be able to climb anyway. What is this music? Cyborg's lungs. Fuck. I think I selected the wrong folder, by the way. I think I selected the wrong folder. I selected my Buckethead folder. Fuck. We may get some copyright strikes, we will see. But in case, I can just mute the VOD. Yeah, I selected the wrong folder. It's pretty good music, by the way. I love Buckethead. I really love him. But... no, I was thinking if we can, you know, implement a kind of a climb. A kind of a climb that works anyway. And you have it only when you have a specific, you know, a certain amount of agility. But maybe it's too much. Maybe it's too much. I think if you already have like 5 or 6, you know, like we have like 4 of those, I think it's not bad. I can put them as new ideas, but... I can put them as agility additional ideas. And I can say improved roll, improved climbing, improved mantle. But it's not very clear in my mind how we can do this. I mean, it's not very easy. I mean, improved roll probably is the easiest, because improved roll means that you will be able to roll or faster or covering more ground, right? Improved climbing, apart from the fact that we don't even have climbing in game. Can an active pet see an invisible monster? I mean, we don't have invisible monsters, but assuming that we do, for a second, a pet could sense an invisible... I mean, if he's making noise, depends which kind of invisibility, but yeah, if he's making noise, why not? I really would like someone to help me on the visual effect for infravision and night vision. But I don't think that anyone developed it. Night vision. Night vision. Night vision. Yeah, something like that, exactly. Exactly like this. I don't think it's very complex. It's just a shader, you know, on top of the view. I don't know what is it. I think it's a post processor or something. I have no idea, but yes, I'm thinking exactly to something like this. Nah, like this is bad. Like this, I don't like it. But yeah, something like that. You know, the problem is if it works at night, meaning the other video was showing, let me see this one. Should night vision, infravision be an ability you trigger? Probably yes, but it's a racial ability, right? So it's given by your race. The question is, if you have a completely dark area, will the night vision work anyway? Because that's the point. In this one, you know, he's just showing post effects, right? On top of a scene which is already lit, right? Which scares me a bit because probably is not what... Holy man. But this one is better because he's showing that the thing is actually, the scene is actually completely dark, you see? The scene is completely dark and is actually able to light it up. Now it can be a trick, meaning it can be a light, you know, that you turn on when you go in night vision, right? It can be a trick, which is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine with me. Yes, probably that's the way they do it in this scene. Okay, but I think that night vision and infravision should be talents based on your race. I just don't know how to display them in the... But I don't think they should be based, you know, they should not be based on any of these talents, right? They should be an additional... Should be an additional talent that you can trigger through your race. So in the skill window, In theory, by race, you should have night vision, infravision, and you should have underwater breathing, whatever it is, right? And in theory, fly. But I don't think we are going to implement them anytime soon. I think in night vision, infravision, we can. I think these two we can implement them. I just need someone to help me to create the effect, you know, in a good way. Very similar to that plugin. Very similar to this plugin. Night vision and camera. I think it's very good. I mean, it's $9. We can buy it right now. I mean, it's not... I would like to understand how it's done. Camera battery system, recording time for end camera, screen camera, night vision works, in and out camera, take photos, save photo in gallery. I love when they say, you know, 100% blueprint, like if it's a good thing, you know, while in reality is a bad thing, you know. The fact is 100% blueprint means probably that it's lower, but yeah, at least will not require you to compile, you know, the application. I understand, but I think this one is a good one. I think I will put it in my fuck. What's what I did? I will put it here and I will link it. Right. I will link it here for night vision and okay, apart from that, I think for agility we can be good. Okay, so we have balance 1, balance 2, move silently, sustain sprinting. I think they are all meaningful. Now this one is not meaningful until we implement monsters that are actually sensing you. But this one is, and these two are, right? So at least we have 2 or 3. Wow, charisma. Charisma. Charisma, you can get better prices from vendors. I don't know. I mean, it's the only thing that comes to my mind. You have more charisma and you get... How do you say charisma in English, by the way?
Charisma.
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 Charisma. Okay. Charisma. Charisma. It's always the R, which I'm fucking up because I'm Italian. But the rest was okay. Charisma. Charisma. Okay. What can we have under charisma? Under charisma, boys. What can we have? I mean, the only thing that I can think of is better negotiation skills, right? All the patterns mon animal follow you. But I mean, that's under empathy. We have empathy. We have empathy, which is all about animal handling, you know? So we have familiar commands here, but yes, in theory, the charisma could do something similar. I mean, charisma is usually working with ladies or men, depending, instead of animals, right? So it's like empathy for girls. or for boys, depending. I mean, it's for the other sex, basically. More languages, public speaking. I think we can have Negotiator. I think is easy. Okay, it's an easy one. It's easy to implement, and it's easy to implement. It's not complex, so we can have a Negotiator, an advanced Negotiator, and basically we can say your skills in speaking and convincing merchants. No, let's say you have good capabilities in speaking and convincing merchants to give you better prices, right? Even if this one, I think I already used it with the factions, right? Because the idea was that if you are part of the same faction of a merchant, they will give you better prices. And so I don't want to, I don't know if this is kind of doubling down, you know, and maybe become too much if you sum it up with other skills. But I don't know, at least I mean, we can have like a 2%, you know, or a 5%. I mean, it doesn't have to be insane. Maybe, you know what we can do? The advanced negotiator, right? The advanced negotiator is capable of nullifying the effect of opposing faction merchant, opposing factions merchant. So because yes, when you have a very bad standing with a certain faction, the idea is that it may even prevent you from buying stuff from them, right? And with this talent, right? With this talent, you could nullify that. I mean, you can trade even with the merchants of opposing factions. I think it's good. I mean, you may convince them in other ways, right? And so for us, it's just a flag. I mean, from the implementation point of view, it's very simple. But from the kind of role-play perspective, it's kind of fun, you know, because you may be, you know, in very bad standing with a faction, but you can still go there and convince somehow the vendor that, you know, he really needs your money. And so maybe you will not get better price in this case, right? You will not get better price, but you will be able to break that lock. And I think if we build factions good enough, you know, with certain constraint of the stuff that they sell, like every faction is able maybe to access certain materials, I think that this skill can become very, very, very powerful, right? Because it can basically allow the ability to sell items to any merchant regardless of the item type, not including quest item, would be a great talent. Okay, I see that. Is messing up a bit the economy by region, but yeah, I see that. Do you think it makes sense? I mean, from the roleplay perspective, or I mean, like you are going to Toda and you sell her, I don't know, axes? I mean, she can buy one, but will she really buy hundreds of axes from you? Now, I think if it's one or two, I mean, if there is a limit on the number of items that she's gonna buy, I think it's very fine, right? Because you basically, thanks to your charisma, you are convincing her of buying it anyway, right? The problem is that if it's really only a limited amount, at the end maybe I mean, it's not really useful, right? Because at the end, if you are looting, you know, if you are coming back from an adventure with a lot of loot, right? The fact that you go, I mean, what we could do, we could have restricted categories, right? Restricted items. So merchant that are selling you certain stuff only if you are in very good standing with them. But I think that we can do with factions. My idea is to do that through the faction system, because the faction system will become way more interesting and powerful than what it is now, which is basically not existing. And by the way, I can show you some new symbols. Did I show you already? I think this one you didn't see yet. Let me see. I can show you two new faction symbols. I think Uajet, you have seen it because you have seen it in the internal channel, but everyone else didn't. So we have some new symbols for the factions. This one, which is the blue way, which I think is very nice. I think it's very, 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 very nice. I really like it. We worked a lot on this one because there were different proposals and different designs, and at the end, this one I think is very nice. I really love it. And we have another one, which is the Azure way. You may not have seen it yet. The final version is this one. Maybe this one I think I displayed it already in another stream. This one is the Azure. And then we have the Crystal. The crystal, the crystal, the crystal, the crystal. The crystal, the crystal, the crystal is here. No, I think, wait. I think it's not this one. Well, it's probably not the final version, but anyway. Just to give you an idea. This is the crystal way. Now, it's not the same sides, but it will be the same sides. That is the crystal way symbol. It's probably not the final version because the final version is a bit more elaborate on the hand, but yeah. Okay, I give you a bit of a preview for your eyes only. I need to hire Blacken to convince them to buy more axes. Yeah, I'm thinking how to implement it, and if it's not really breaking the game, you know, because I think it's ruining. I think it's ruining a bit the flavor. I mean, I really see it being helpful to be able to sell everything to everyone, but I feel it's breaking too much the economy and also the flavor of the game, like that. You go in certain play. I mean, if we have an economy, imagine we have an economy where, you know, you mine in one city and then you bring the materials to the other city, right? And there are like trading routes between the two cities. Now, an ability that is completely nullifying the specialization of the city, what they buy, what they sell, it seems a bit too much. So I think it's a very good idea, but I don't think we should do it. But I think it's a good idea. I mean, it was a possible one. But I think now one thing that we could have, you know, we could have in the list of, so imagine the list of items of an NPC. We could have restricted items, right? So items that they are gonna sell only to the people that they trust. So you have your list of items, and certain items in the list will be like grayed out, you know? So magic staff, you know, whatever. Magic staff of unknown properties. This will be like grayed out, and you will not be able to buy it compared to the other stuff that you can buy, right? And then, you know, this one gets unlocked when or you are part of the faction of that NPC, or you have a certain charisma to convince him. But again, I think that if we do that, we are breaking a bit the game. I mean, we are breaking the factions, because if I put it in the faction, it should not be a duplicate, you know? I like the counter to the factions. I mean, this one is also breaking a bit the game, but it's breaking it less, right? Like, you are probably not going to be in bad standing with all the factions. You are going to probably be in bad standing maybe with one or two, and so the fact that you can trade anyway, I mean, it's not really game breaking. I mean, it's doing something that you would have done if you stay in good standing with them, right? So it's not really breaking anything. I don't have other ideas for charisma. I'm thinking, but what other ideas can we have for charisma? Charisma. We can open D&D manual on charisma abilities. D&D proficiencies. If his AD&D is better because he's older, and there were like 1 million proficiencies in the extended manuals, but I don't think I will never be able to find them online, I guess. I think I have I think I have it in my manuals. Do I still have that? Wait a second, because maybe I can pull out a list. I can pull out a list of additional D&D proficiency. Additional D&D proficiencies. Because I would like to find all the ones based on charisma, right? But I don't think I have them. I don't have them here. I don't think I have them. I mean, I don't think I have them at hand. I have them for sure, but I don't know where, because that is something that is lost through the wheels of time. Wait a second. Let me search Let me search through this pile of stuff, okay? This pile of stuff. I think it's there since so many years, you have no idea. So we have a we have an advanced Dungeons and Dragons complete Wizard Handbook. Just to Wizard Handbook. So this is what I'm looking at the moment. Yes, exactly this one. I have it in my hand. This one, published, I don't know when, but I can open it and tell you when it was published. I can also, I can just tell you that the pages are yellow. Just to give you an idea of the published by TSR in 1992. Very nice. Okay, so I just took one of the piles, by the way. There are some adventures. There is the Magic Encyclopedia. The Magic Encyclopedia was super good. This one, Magic Encyclopedia, was super nice. I don't know if you ever read it, but yeah, exactly this book is the one that I'm looking at it right now. The Magic Encyclopedia, the Dungeon Master screen, some player character sheets, some monster sheets. I think it's in this pile anyway. I think the list of additional proficiency, because I don't know, one day I went completely crazy on additional stuff. There is a copy of some manual. I think I found them. Oh my god, I can barely read it. I can barely read them. They are basically, I mean, the paper is so old that I can barely read the text, but I mean, it was also printed out probably already in a bad way, but yeah, I found it. This was exactly the list I was searching for. It is exactly the list. So I need to turn on the light because I don't see it. I don't see it. Ah, okay, with the light I see it. Oh no, fuck. This is the list of additional spells. This is not the list of additional proficiencies. No, it's not this, boys. It's not this. Fuck it. I was happy I found it, but it's not that. Let me see if there is another list in this file. Fuck, it was here, I'm sure it was here. Even if I remember that page, so maybe I confused it with the list of additional spells. That's possible. So it's probably inside. It's probably in another pile then. It's in another pile of books, lost somewhere. Let me check this one. Now this one is equipment. It's additional equipment for characters. No. I think it will take me. I think it will take me a bit too much time to search it, but you know what we can do? We can try to do a search in my computer files. If by any chance, I don't think so, but maybe. D&D. Let me search for proficiency, but I don't think I had it. I don't think I had it in my PC anyway. I think it was something. No, unfortunately, boys. Proficiency.csv, dated 1999. Wait. There is hope. There is hope. Wait. Partially. So this was a collection of additional proficiency with the characteristics, with the class, and the source, right? So where they are coming from, right? Some were coming from Dragon magazine, Dragon, the paper thingy, you know, the Dragon magazine. Some were coming from the Bard's Handbook, the Thief's Handbook, Spelljammer. Spelljammer, boys. Spelljammer. Do you ever play Spelljammer? I think it was very fun. And some were coming from specific adventure, specific worlds, like Al-Qadim. Al-Qadim was the Arabic, you know, expansion of D&D. And it is from the Paladin Handbook. We can check if we have any on Charisma and see. Charisma has acting. Charisma has chanting. Charisma has crowd working. What the hell is crowd working? But anyway, I think it's convincing the masses, you know, to do something. Like, hey, everyone, go at the end of the tunnel. And they will listen to you. Begging. Charisma -7. What is this -7? Begging. So you can convince people to give you money. Charisma, fast talking. So you can speak very fast. Charisma, fortune telling. Wow. Fortune telling is interesting. Fortune telling is interesting. Yeah, but there are a few anyway. There are a few. I think the final, I think it's this one anyway. I think it's this one that I printed out. Because it was 2 pages, and I think that is pretty much, you know, if I scroll down, it's about 2 pages. So I think it was this list, exactly this list. Other stuff on Charisma, voice mimicry. I remember this one of the characters' toolkit. So they were basically able to speak with the voice of someone else, which was actually very fun. So like, you were, I don't know, in a fortress, you know, you would listen to the commander or to the chief, you know, of the troops, and you would learn his voice, and then, you know, you would go somewhere with that voice, and people would just listen to you or just do something. And if you combine this one with ventriloquism, which was the ability to speak, you know, distant from you, they would be insane. But I don't think we can use it in our game. I don't think we can use it in our game. Fast talking, fortune telling. Other charisma, begging. Begging, and then there is oratory and poetry. Oratory. I don't know. I think these are all good ideas, but how the hell can we... How the hell can we do it? I mean, we could have I mean, if you want, we could have begging. Begging, basically, you go to an NPC and you say, hey, can you give me some money? And basically, we do a roll. And if the roll is okay, it will give you some money. Because you are, you know, you are I don't know, you're asking him for money for something that you really, really need. Like, oh, I need absolutely money right now. Can you give me something? I think this could be a fun one, but is it really useful? I don't know. Begging. Fortune telling. Fast talking. I don't think we can do much with this stuff. I can mention it in the file, but I mean, as ideas, but I don't know what we can do with that. Additional ideas. Begging, oratory. But I don't know what to do with this. Fortune telling. I mean, why charisma fortune telling? Because you are convincing another guy of something that doesn't exist, right? I'm telling you, oh, in your future, you will find a golden chest. And 5 pence to catch the bus, yes. Fast talking could allow you to skip dialogues in game. like if you have fast talking, you can click through the dialogues. Otherwise, you have to listen to them all. Fortune telling cookies? Nice fortune telling cookies. Voice mimicry, we cannot really implement it. Charisma, fortune telling. Begging are the same ones, by the way, just in different manuals. I don't know. Can we do something on crowd working? Can we convince an NPC to go somewhere? Like you shout to someone, stop, don't move. And this guy will not move. Or you shout, run away, run away, and he will run. So it will be like command, you know, the priest spell, command. By the way, are you D&D players or not? Chanting. I think chanting was an interesting one, because I think some of you mentioned in the chat about boosting the morale of the troops, right? Yes, boosting the morale of the troops. I think that could be a thing. Which at the end is pretty much like a spell, you know? It's pretty much like a spell, but it's basically an ability that, thanks to your speech, you can increase the morale of the people, and so you are giving them a temporary boost to whatever you want. I don't know, we need to decide what, but the problem is that at the end is like a spell, right? But I think that one could be a good one. Could be a good one that we can add. What do we call it? I think we can put it on the list. We call it empowering speech. We call it empowering speech. And basically you can we can say with an inspiring and yeah, with an inspiring speech you can boost the morale of who? Of one person or of multiple persons? And anyway, boosting the morale, what does it mean? We give them a bonus on what? We give them a bonus on attacks, or we give them a bonus on what? We give them a bonus on what, boys? Fast talking is lying or making excuses. Let's say you can boost the morale of your group. Okay, now group for us is not really, or your friends, whatever. Bonus to what? Bonus to, because I mean it's not that straightforward, right? So bonus to attacks, maybe the people are not attacking. Bonus to movement. So you run faster. Bonus to movement would be kind of fun, but no. I think it would be nice to apply, you know, a generic bonus to any roles. So if you imagine this in a tabletop, you could have the game master giving you +2, you know, on any dice that you throw, right? But being in our game, unfortunately, is not that easy because we don't have a luck factor, you know. We don't have a percentage. I mean, maybe we can put it on. But okay, let's say bonus to TBD. Okay, bonus to TBD, but we need to sort it out. I think it's a good idea anyway. For charisma. So basically we have Negotiator, you are getting slightly better prices for selling and buying. Advanced Negotiator, you can trade also from the merchants that in theory don't want to trade with you, but with normal prices, you know, at standard prices. And then we have Empowering Speech, which is able to boost a bit the confidence of the people and give them a bonus. Now a bonus, I don't know on what, but we will define what. Right? Okay. I think for more than this, I don't know what to do for charisma. I really don't know. I think we already invented, you know, the possible. Endurance. Endurance. Can I have a list? Can I have a list of the standard D&D proficiency? Because those ones were the additional ones, but proficiency list. Okay, proficiency list. Obviously there will be 0 in charisma. These guys, etiquette, gaming. Nice, I like gaming. Why gaming is under charisma? Local history. Local history. There is stuff that is very hard to use. Singing. Okay. Let's check the one for endurance. Which here is constitution. Basically 0. Constitution, endurance. Thank you. Constitution has a proficiency which is called endurance. It's the only one. Oh my. There is also running. Yeah, in theory, running and sprint, because we put the sprinting under agility, but it also makes sense under endurance, huh? There are no other ideas, boys. No other ideas. In my file, Constitution, there is this one, which is called endurance. Okay, it's there already. I'm just searching ideas, you know. 0. 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, Constitution can give you, for example, a bonus to resist poisons, right? A bonus to resist poisons. That could be, you know, a reasonable one. So is allowing you to resist. So endurance is a resistance, right? Endurance is a resistance to something. So considering that we said that we have the only resistance that we defined at the moment are resistance to the waste, and resistance to poison, and resistance to disease, right? That is what we defined up to now. But yes, I think we can have these two anyway. I don't know in which percentage, but I think we can have these two anyway. Which I think is already implemented in the game in terms of damage type. And I think that both are affecting the body. And so I think that endurance makes sense, right? I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense. I think we can have how do we call them? Tough metabolism or strong metabolism. No, we need to find a better name, but so your body is less affected by poisons. Let's say in this case it's natural poisons, it's not magic. I mean, if it's magic, I think it's probably not gonna affect you, but if it's natural poisons, yes. Percent of poison resistance. I think it makes sense, right? Under endurance. And I think we can have another one, which is the one for disease, which we call it immunity system, immune something. Give me names, guys. Give me names. Immune system, or you are resisting to diseases. Okay. You are resisting to disease. Immunity is the only word that comes to my mind at the moment. Resistance, resilience, protection, exemption, exoneration, release, impunity, dispensation, derogation, privilege, release, freedom. Freedom! Let's call it simply disease resilience. Resilience. ends. Resilience. Which is basically the ability to recover, or the... Or we just call it resistance. Let's just call it resistance. Because if I call it disease immunity, it seems to be a bit too much, you know? Disease immunity. Disease protection. Disease protection. Disease protection, we can say your body is less affected is not a good thing. What do you say instead of affected? Is less likely to be affected. Is less likely to be affected. Yeah, it's probably better English, huh? Is less likely to be affected by diseases, right? Percentage of disease resistance. Less likely to be affected. Okay, I think we can have these two. I think these two are not bad. If possible, I would like to have at least three for each category, if we can. I don't know if we can, but can we think to something else? Under endurance. Do you want to be able to swim for longer underwater? Maybe yes. I don't know if we will implement, you know, breathing underwater, but I would say yes. So you cannot stay underwater forever unless you are a crane. If you are a crane, it's a natural talent, but because you are not, you know, you're not breathing air. But let me just put a note here. I think swimming. I think longer swimming underwater is a good one for endurance. No. How do we call it? Deep diver. Deep diver. No. How do we call it? We call it. I mean, in reality, yes, deep diver, meaning that he can go, you know, he can stay underwater for longer. Immersion expert, something like that. Immersion underwater. Underwater what? Underwater resistance? No. Underwater expert? Expert, I don't like expert too much. Underwater proficiency? Underwater affinity? Underwater affinity, I like it more. Or water affinity, or underwater affinity. I don't know how it sounds, but underwater affinity. Bah. We are probably gonna change all these names, by the way. But so we can say you can stay underwater twice the time of a normal person. I mean, it should be meaningful. Otherwise, I mean, if it's, you know, just 10% more, I mean, it's not really interesting, right? And I don't know if this should be the numbers. Probably not. Like, probably disease should be the last one because it's the strongest. Right? Something like this. At least we have 3 and I'm happy. Because I want to have a minimum of 3 for each one. Right? Now, all this stuff will have to be implemented somehow. But some of them are very simple mathematical formulas, you know, applied to certain conditions. So it's like the poison resistance. I don't have to do basically anything. I'm just adding a poison resistance variable to the character, and this will work already. So yeah. Underwater affinity, you can stay underwater, disease protection, okay. Intelligence, oh my god. Intelligence? Resistance to push attacks, what do you mean by resistance to push attacks? I mean push back, like... I mean, I think it would be nice to have under endurance something that allows you to go below your maximum HP, below 0 HP. I think it would be fun. So something that allows you to go below 0. Like even if you are dead, you are not dead. Like delayed death or something like that. I mean, it's not very nice delayed death, but so imagine that you are fighting, but your body is so resistant that even if you are taking 1,000,000 hits, you know, is still resisting to the hits, and you don't faint, you don't fall down, you know. Even if you go negative, if you go like minus 10 HP, minus 50 HP, for a certain amount of time, you're still alive and you're still functioning. So this means that if someone heals you, you know, you are back in the game. But or even better, when you are about to die, you have a chance, a certain percentage, to gather some of your inner strength and inner life, you know, and bump back to 10 HP. So it's like a death prevention, you know. I think it's a very interesting concept. I think it will be very nice. I think it would be good to have it with a particle effect or something. But I think it would be something like called like cheat death or something like that. I don't know how to call it, but this one should be, I think this one should be activated, by the way. I think it would be very fun if it's activated. So you actually have to... These ones, I think these ones are all passive, unfortunately. This one is activated, this one is passive. Yeah, I don't like passive. The problem is that I don't like passive, but it seems there are a lot of passive here. Fuck. I don't like passive, because passive is basically stuff that the player is never gonna use, right? So they just function by themselves. And I don't like it too much. I would prefer, for example, to have, you know, on the poison, the fact that you are poisoned, right? You get poisoned, and thanks to your metabolism, you have a way, you have an active ability that allows you to test and to try to push the poison away. I mean, to win over the poison, right? So an active ability that you use to actually counter the effect of the poison. I would prefer it much more. I don't know if then in combat will start to become annoying because you don't know when you are poisoned and or when you're under the effect of a disease or something, but it will be like a counter spell, you know? It will be like a counter because all these zeros. So remember, 0 is passive ability, 1 is an attack ability, 2 is a talent ability. But anyway, 1 and 2 you need to activate. 0 you don't activate, is automatic, is passive, and so is working by default. But anyway, let's go to this cheat that, and then I will let me put this two in orange so I remember that I don't like it. I remember that I don't like it. I don't know how we want to call this one. Maybe cheat that is too much, but the point is there are the two versions of it, right? So the version number 1 is you go below the HP. I mean, you go below 0 in HP, and you use this talent, and you have a percentage to resist and to bump it up, right? That's one way. The second way would be to activate the talent, and for a certain number of seconds you cannot go below 0, right? You cannot go below 0 HP. Which one you prefer? It can also be two variations, eh? Can be two, because I think they both are very interesting from the gaming perspective. Because one you have to activate when you know that you are probably going to 0, and the other one you are activating when you are below 0, but I think below 0 is a bit stupid. No, let's not go below 0, because I will have to implement more stuff below 0, you know. I will have to implement more stuff for the below 0 thingy. Also, I don't know how to display it in the UI, because at the moment the HP. So this will be death prevention. So that would be the second one, right? So we how do we call it though? Cheat that seems to be too much, but can be something like the ultimate stand or something like that, you know, or the final stand. I think final stand is not bad. At least it translates well in my language, but I don't know if it's good in your language. I mean, in English, but something like the final stand will be when activated. I mean, oh no, when activated, no. You gather all your inner strength or your inner power or your inner vitality. You gather all your inner vitality to sustain any incoming damage. You gather all your inner vitality to sustain any incoming damage for X amount of seconds. You cannot drop below 0 HP. Well, 1 HP. No matter what. I mean, that's a very powerful one, by the way. Yeah? I mean, it's like a total shield from everything and anything. So I think maybe it's a bit too powerful. I don't know. I mean, we could say that it works only for physical attacks. Maybe. Let me put it in parentheses, like only physical attacks. Because it may become a bit too powerful, you know. Depends also how often you can trigger it. I would say that you should be able to trigger it not very often. So you should be able to trigger it like once every, I don't know, 10 minutes or something like that in game. I mean, it should not be something that you can trigger every minute, right? So it must have a cooldown, right? So it must have a cooldown of 10 plus minutes. Otherwise becomes, you know, the one ability that everyone will pick. So we will have everyone in the game with 200 endurance, right? Everyone in the game. So we should not overdo it. But I think it's an interesting one. What do you think? Okay. Intelligence. Oh my god, intelligence, I have no idea. Intelligence, I have no idea. Proficiency on intelligence. Agriculture, ancient history, animal lore, appraising. Appraising could be interesting. Appraising. Appraising, huh? The problem of appraising is that at the moment you know the price of an item automatically when you go to a merchant. But you don't know it. You don't know it up front, right? I think this could be good, no? So for example, you find some loot and you can understand if that loot is actually you know, valuable or not. Or you find a gem and you can evaluate if that gem is valuable or not. I don't think we show the cost, right, of stuff. I was kicked out. That's bad. When you look at an item, you don't see the cost, right? No, you don't see the cost, because the cost is based on the NPC buying it. So I see the cost only when I go to an NPC and I sell, and then I see the price for, I mean, the price for that NPC. Do you think it can be valuable or not? To know the price, you know, to evaluate the price of an item before it's sold. So basically, you will know the standard price of any item in the game if you want. Maybe there is a skill check, so it doesn't happen automatically. Maybe you know, you have to roll a die, and I think appraising is not a bad idea. I think appraising is not a bad idea. I'm not completely convinced of it, but you can guess the price of an item You can guess the price of an item. So reveals standard price. I don't know. I think it's not bad. I think it should be an active ability and maybe you should have a kind of a check. I mean, certain percentage of success. What do you think about this one, boys? In game is easy, the more name is long, the main the bigger chance it is expensive. No, because you can have also negative. You can also have negative ones. So you can have positive and negative names. So if the name is negative, it's costing less. Good night, Marcelo. Yeah, I start to be late. Fuck, I think I need to go as well. But I think appraising is an idea, okay? It's an idea. I mean, it's not the best idea, but it's an idea. Armorer, no. Astrology, no. Brewing, no, because we have already a skill. Cooking, no, because we have already a skill. Engineering. Engineering. Engineering is too complex. I don't know how to use it. I mean, I like the idea of engineering, but I don't know what to use it for. Unless we allow people to build houses in the future, and we say, hey, you. I mean, if you have that amount of intelligence, you can actually do it. Otherwise, you cannot. Something like that. I don't know. Heraldry, herbalism, languages. Yeah, languages, for example, would be cool to have like the ability to read ancient languages and to decipher, you know, certain puzzles or certain riddle. I think it would be very, very, very nice. The problem is that it's basically the same as doing an intelligence check, right? So you could have your puzzle, have an intelligence check, and then you pass it. So so it's really not adding any capabilities. Should it have maybe an effect on how many things you can remember, or how many spells you can remember, or how many books, or how many mind books you can use, or because your intelligence. The problem is that I mean, if I put it that you need to have a certain intelligence to have a certain number of books, like mind books and crafting books, I think it's very annoying. Because basically you will not know it until you get the block. And I don't like blocks, I like bonuses, right? I don't like maluses, I like bonuses. So I think we should, I mean, I think all these abilities should give you a bonus on something, not prevent you from doing something. There is kind of the overall philosophy of these talents, right? So, but yes, I mean, discovering certain type of puzzles, I think, would be very nice. But I think for those, we can just have an intelligence check. And we can basically do the same. So I don't see this. Unless, you know, maybe you can copy a book. Like copy paste is enabled only by intelligence? No. I would say no. Leather working, navigation, navigation. You could have an ability that tells you where the north or the south is, but I'm not very not passionate about it. Not passionate about it, even if it could be interesting, but in our world, I mean, it could allow to make you certain maps, maybe, but we already have the drawing skills that are allowing you to make maps, so maybe not. Maybe not. Reading lips. Wow. Reading and writing. Yeah, exactly. Reading and writing for sure is connected to intelligence. But can we tie it to drawing and painting? I don't know. I think it would be a bit annoying, you know, to tie to... Again, I don't want the prevention, I want a bonus. Intelligence is not easy, eh? Set snares, spellcraft, survival, spellcraft, 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 spellcraft. This one could be interesting, like if you have a monster that is, you know, casting spells on you, you may be able to detect which kind of spell is it. But I don't know. I think you, because at the moment we, you know, at the moment in the game we already have the active magic window, and you know, whenever you get a spell of any kind on you, you anyway get the symbol on it, right? So I mean, you know what is it at the moment. You are casting strength on yourself, no? And by the way, that is a bug, I guess, because all this stuff just appeared now, but okay, interesting. But you see that you have a strength spell on you, so that's kind of enabled already. So spellcraft in reality exists already in our game and is automatic. I just joined a group. Fuck, it didn't work. No, I said yes. Uh-oh, I think the server crashed. Wow. I think addition to group is crashing the server. GG! I think someone is testing that. Which is good, by the way. Survival. Ventriloquism. Weapon smiting. Waving. Let me see what additional ones we have. Let's see what additional ones we have. We have camouflage. We have pharmacy. Alchemy, chemistry, field of study. Poetry. Herbalism again. Navigation, observation, reading, writing. Survival, cartography. Heraldry, navigation, wild space. Beautiful. Signaling. Spell jamming. Spell jamming. Zero gravity combat. Wow, zero gravity combat is insane. Debate. Bureaucracy and poetry. I don't have a lot of ideas for intelligence, boys. I don't have a lot of ideas. Intelligence is a tough one. Intelligence is a very tough one. But now, unfortunately, I need to go. I think we made good progress anyway. This one were very tough to create, I think. So we spent some time on this, but I think it's good time spent. If you have other ideas, please send them to me. And type them in Discord or do whatever you want to send it to me. But because we need to populate more, you know, mainly on intelligence, on strength, on will, and we need more ideas, right? We need more ideas, boys. But I think these ideas are good, right? Took me a bit to create them, but I think they are good ideas. Okay. I think I'm gonna go. Tomorrow is Thursday, so I think, yes, I will be here. I'm not 100% sure, but I will try to be here, okay? And I think we can continue with this, or maybe we can do some other fun stuff. Maybe we can work on drawings for a bit, and see how it goes. I will see. Maybe we can work on something else. I understand that this part is a bit tough, you know. It's not very easy to digest. Okay, so see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye bye. See you, boys. See you soon.